What's up, guys? This is Double D here, Dynamic Duos, and this is going to be a different video than what you guys are used to. This is just going to be me talking to you guys a little bit about the All-Star Game. Now, since the All-Star Game is getting ready to come up, it is July 5th on the day that I'm doing this, so it's 5 days away, and I've been seeing a lot of people, start to talk about this on Twitter, and people made videos where they talk about it. And I've been really busy with other stuff that I haven't been able to get any stuff edited for a couple of days, but I will get back on that. I have work on Friday, so I won't be able to do anything earlier in the day, but when I get home I will try to get a Road to the Show episode edited for you guys, because I know that I haven't done one of those in a long time. And then I have a franchise video or gameplay that I need to edit, and that'll take, probably that will be the first video of next week, but I'll definitely try to get a Road to the Show out for this weekend, or hopefully I can get it done on Friday. I don't know. It'll depend on how early I get back from work, but I figured I'd give you guys my opinion on the All-Star Game, and some of the selections that were made, I guess, and some other things that have come to my attention that I thought I should, I guess, voice my opinion on. Now, the main thing that sticks out to me in this whole All-Star Game process is not, everybody's so uptight on, hey, this guy didn't make it, but this guy made it. Why is that? Or, hey, this guy on my team is 9-3 with a 2.78 ERA, but the other guy that you picked for the All-Star Game has worse numbers. Why is he on the team and he isn't? It's all these snubs everybody's talking about. And the main person discussing this is Dusty Baker, the manager of the Reds. Now, I don't see his point. I don't get what he's trying to say. Basically, to me, what he's saying is, yeah, we got 3 Reds on the All-Star team, but why can't we have 5? Why can't Cueto and Phillips be on the All-Star team? I mean, it's not like not every team can have their whole roster on, the All-Star Game. It just doesn't. That's just not how it works. Every team has to have one person from that team to represent their team. One person from every team. Even the Astros have to have a representative. Altuve's having a great season. The Cubs somehow got 2 representatives. I don't know how that happened. I guess it's just the way Leher started out. Castro's doing pretty well, but Leher just had that great start in April, but he hasn't really done anything as of late. But he's pretty much just complaining, trying to put Tony La Russa on the spot, I guess. They had that big fight last year. When it started out, Brandon Phillips comes out to bat, taps the shin guards of Molina, and they start arguing, and all the craziness starts happening. The main 2 people that were the problem for the Reds in that fight were Phillips and Cueto, because Cueto was backed up against the net behind the plate, and he was kicking Carpenter in the back, which I think would hurt like hell. Just saying that. I mean, those metal cleats in my back would be killing me. Unless he didn't have metal cleats on, because he probably wasn't pitching that day, so he might have had some trainers on or something, but maybe that didn't hurt. But he's trying to say that La Russa, is not letting Cueto and Phillips on the team because, they didn't, or they were the main 2 people in the fight between the Reds and the Cardinals. Now, I mean, I could see how that would, play a part into it, but honestly, I mean, basically the All-Star Game, revolves around fan voting. Dan Uggla is the starting second baseman in the National League because fans voted for him. If we're all getting all uptight about why Phillips or Altuve isn't starting for the National League, then maybe you should have voted for him. People can sit back and say, oh, he deserves to start, but if you didn't vote for him, then he's not going to start. If you don't get the votes, you're not going to start or make the team. That's the whole aspect of the All-Star Game. That's them giving the fans, us, the opportunity to, have a say in who makes the team. Now, granted, the manager does have selections, and I think that on the AL side, Ron Washington kind of, picked his whole entire team. How many Rangers are in the All-Star Game this year? 8, including Darvish. I mean, come on now. I mean, I understand the Rangers are doing really good, and they've got a lot of good players on there, but we don't need the whole entire AL team full of Rangers, Yankees, and Red Sox. I mean, why not throw a couple of decent players from the Central in there? I mean, Mauer is there. I can see. I mean, I guess he's an all-star. I don't really pay attention to the Twins, but Josh Willingham, I think, almost has 20 home runs right now, and he didn't make it. So I mean, the whole all-star selection thing, I think, needs to be completely fixed. I don't know how they could fix it. I don't know a good way to how to. I don't know how to fix it. You know, I'm not some kind of mad genius with some kind of solution to the way they should fix it. I love the way that they let the fans, you know, give us say in the who makes it. But I don't know. Maybe Major League Baseball needs to have, you know, the final say in who makes it. You know, maybe if some guy is, you know, not having that great of a season, but he gets voted in, you know, maybe they take a look at him, and I don't know. Maybe that's not fair. I don't think that's fair, because obviously if the fans think you're good enough to make an all-star team, then obviously you should be there. But maybe there should be a rule that if you're the manager of the team, that you can't, or you can only select like one player from your team with the selections, or of your previous team in La Russa's case, because I'm not even going to say anything about La Russa coming out of retirement to coach the All-Star Games. Never happened before. But my main problem with the All-Star Game is that it means so much more to Major League Baseball than any other All-Star Game. You know, in the NBA, the NFL, where it's the Pro Bowl, these games don't matter. They don't mean anything. You know, they're just games for fun. You know, you have All-Star Weekend, you have all the special things. You know, you have the home run derby. In basketball, you have the three-point shootout and the dunk contest and all those other activities for players. And, you know, it's just a fun time for everybody to chill and relax and enjoy the sport that they play. But in baseball, it's still fun, but the game means so much more than anything else. You know, whoever wins that game, whoever's in the World Series that represents that league gets home field advantage. Now, in professional sports nowadays, home field advantage is, you know, a big deal. You know, the difference in you playing in your home stadium against playing in a hostile environment, like let's say you've got the Phillies in the World Series, their fans are crazy. You know, they've had crazy fans. They're good fans, but they're crazy. They can get crazy sometimes. If you're an AL team going in there in the World Series in Game 6 and 7, you know, with a chance to win, it's gonna, you know, I'm not saying it could like mess up the way you play, but it can definitely throw you off and kind of, you know, sometimes fans like to frustrate players, get inside their head. That can take you out of your game. You know, that could happen. You know, home field advantage is a big deal. So I think if they want to make this All-Star Game, you know, one of the best in the world, really, take that option out. You know, I think that the team going into the World Series with the best record in the regular season should have home field advantage. That's my opinion, because you were the best team out of the two over the course of the season. You know, you won the most games. You should have home field advantage, and the other team, you know, should just, you know, have to deal with it. I mean, maybe that's not the right way. Maybe they can come up with some other way to do it. But I just feel like that the All-Star Game, if we're going to have that big of a deal come from the All-Star Game, you know, home field advantage, then we should put the best players on the team from each league, because we're leaving out so many good players who, you know, aren't going to be on the team. Now, granted, we're not going to be able to, you know, put everybody, you know, having a great season on the All-Star team, because then nobody, you know, hardly anybody would get to play. You know, even now, some players don't get to play in the All-Star Game because it's just the way it goes. But my next thing I wanted to say is the fan voting, or the final vote fan vote thing. I love that. I love that, you know, we have an opportunity for about 3 to 4 days to vote, you know, for our favorite player out of both leagues, out of the 5 players that they give you. I think they got some picks wrong. You know, on the NL side, I don't really think Bryce Harper should be in the All-Star Game. In my opinion, he's a great player. He's got his whole entire career to look forward to starting in All-Star games. You know, he's got a long, really good career ahead of him. And for him to be, you know, 19 years old, supposedly getting ready, or today, you know, Freese already won the vote, but he had the potential of taking, you know, an All-Star spot away from Chipper, Bourne, Freese, Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill with two cycles in a month is in last place, or finished last place in the NL vote. You know, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you can't have everybody, and I've said this before, you can't have all the good players from each league on the All-Star team. It's too many people. But sometimes they just get it wrong. That's just my opinion. I mean, some players have great starts and then they kind of cool off, but then people still vote for him. Brian LaHair being a big example this year. Now, if we're gonna call the All-Star game the best game, the best players, on the biggest stage of the year, the Midsummer Classic, all this nonsense, then why are we putting two Cubs on the All-Star team? Not that the Cubs are bad. They have a lot of potential with Rizzo, Castro, LaHair himself, their young pitching that they got. But the Cubs are, the worst team in the NL, I think, right now. And for them to have two players on the team doesn't make sense to me. The Nationals, best team in the National League East, I only think have 3 players: Strasburg, Gonzalez, and Desmond. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they only have 3. Now, obviously, most of their, some of their really good guys like Zimmerman and Morse were hurt over the, a long period of time over the season, but still, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me thinking that the best team should have the most players, and the not so good teams, should have that one representative and maybe another one if they're having a great season. But for the All-Star again for the All-Star game to mean as big of a deal as it does, still the best players should be out there. And in my opinion, I think the National League is gonna get beat pretty bad this year because the AL is just completely stacked. In my opinion, the AL has been the better league over the past couple years, but the NL has won, I believe, the last 2 All-Star games. McCann helping us out in Los Angeles last year. He's not there, but he's not having that great of a season. But finally, Chipper Jones gets in the All-Star game. Thank God. It's a good day when I can watch my favorite player over my entire life be able to play in an All-Star game at 40. I hope he does good. I hope he gets at least an at-bat to come up and maybe get a base hit, maybe even hit a home run. I don't know. You never know in those kind of in those kind of situations. But he's on a completely different level right now. He's playing better than I've seen in a long time. He's on an absolute tear, and I think he deserves it. Deserves a spot. It's a good way to send him out, and I hope he gets a chance to play because he's probably the only reason I'm watching the game, because I said at the beginning if he didn't get in, I wasn't going to watch the game. But whatever. But we got the Futures game on Sunday. I'm going to be watching that. I hope you guys will check that out. You'll see a lot of future Major League stars in that game. I'll tell you what. You got a lot of players in there who got a lot of potential that a lot of people have talked about, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And then Monday night, you've got the Home Run Derby. Kemp and Cano and Stanton and Trumbo, Beltran. God, so many freaking amazing home run hitters. I think Bautista's going to be there. At least I hope he is. I'm not sure, but I hope so. But I'm going to predict Stanton to win that, as long as he doesn't wear himself out in the first round or two, trying to hit the ball as hard as he can. I'm predicting somebody's going to hit the ball over 500 feet. I mean, it's just me, but if Stanton and Bautista are in that, I'm predicting a 500-foot home run, at least. They're just going to go out there and kill it. And I'm looking forward to it. And then Tuesday, what we've all been waiting for, you got the All-Star game on Fox, July 10th. I'm going to be watching, hopefully. Maybe do a commentary while I'm watching it. Maybe not, because, that'd be kind of stupid, because I want to pay attention to it. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hope the National League can pull out another victory and get us home field advantage, just in case the Braves make some kind of spectacular run and make the World Series. But I'm not seeing it. I hope we make the playoffs at least, but that's for another day. So thanks guys for watching. I know this was a long video. No gameplay in this video, just a little picture of the All-Star game thing. That's the only thing I could find. And I didn't really want to record about 15 minutes of just All-Star people, on MLB 12 on the All-Star team that aren't really there, because there's no way to actually manipulate the All-Star roster. I was going to do it and put the starting lineup together and the pitchers who I thought should start and maybe do a video like that, but it didn't happen. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy it, and please tune into the All-Star game, even if you're not a baseball fan. It'll be a fun night. So thanks again for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.